1:15, this is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Niranjan Abesundara. The Speaker met the newly elected President of Turkey. Existing essential medicinal shortage at the primary hospitals will be solved speedily under the World Bank grants. World Environment Day marked today under the theme Beat Plastic Pollution. Ministry of Environment and FAO join hands to tackle environmental challenges in Sri Lanka. Measures will be taken to amend the printing service constitution relevant to the government printing press. In world news, Indian Railways seek police probe into crash. Speaker Mahinda Abewardena met the newly elected President of Turkey, Recep Tayyip Erdogan. The Speaker participated at the official ceremony of assuming of office of the new President yesterday, according to the invitation made by the Turkish President. The Speaker has invited the President of Turkey to make an official visit to Sri Lanka to further enhance diplomatic relations between the two countries. The Turkish President thanked the Sri Lanka government, members of tribal forces and health officials who have come forward to provide concessions to the affected people by the Turkey's earthquake. Director of the World Bank project of the Primary Health Services Network of the Ministry of Health, Dr. Jayasundara Bandara, said the existing essential medicinal shortage at primary hospitals will be solved speedily under the World Bank grants. He said medicinal items will be purchased for sufficient for 3 months and it will be handed over to the Ministry of Health within the next few days. In addition, attention has been paid to provide the medicinal items that are needed for the dental clinics. The objective of these moves is to re-establish health services. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. World Environment Day, observed annually on the 5th of June, is marked today with the aim of encouraging awareness and action for the protection of the environment. This United Nations Environment Programme has declared a theme for World Environment Day under the campaign Beat Plastic Pollution, Ecosystem Restoration. World Environment Day 2023 is a reminder that people's actions on plastic pollution matters. UNEP said, adding that steps governments and businesses are taking to tackle plastic pollution are the consequence of this action. Sri Lanka is taking a significant step towards addressing the environmental issues at the Ministry of Environment, and the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, FAO, recently signed an agreement on the Green Climate Fund Readiness Initiative. Sri Lanka is considered one of the most vulnerable countries to climate change, consistently ranking among the top 10 nations at risk of extreme weather events, according to Global Climate Risk Index. These climate impacts have had severe consequences on various economic sectors, affecting people's lives and livelihoods. The signing of the Green Climate Fund Readiness Project document marks an important milestone in Sri Lanka's efforts to adapt and mitigate the impacts of climate change. That was the local news.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Measures will be taken to amend the printing service constitution relevant to the government printing press. Government printer Gangan Linage said that although the printing constitution was changed from time to time, many problems have been created when implementing it practically. The revision has been submitted to the Progress Review Committee. In addition, there is a worker shortage of Tamil language. She also said that necessary measures will be taken to recruit employees in this regard. That was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
And on to Watchlight. The Ministry of Trade says that increase in the price of food items including chicken and fish is temporary. In the last few days, the prices of chicken, fish and vegetables have risen significantly while the situation still prevails. However, it is reported that this situation may continue for 1 or 2 more weeks. In the meantime, the Consumer Affairs Authority stated that it is not possible to sell goods at higher prices and that legal measures have been taken regarding this issue. That came to you in Watchlight. And on to world news. In the headlines, Indian Railways seek police probe into crash. Hong Kong police detain activists on anniversary of massacre. Women jailed over infant death pardoned. India's Railway Ministry has recommended that the country's top detective agency should investigate the deadly crash that killed 235 people. Railway Minister Ashwini Yashap announced the decision but did not give more details. Railways-led investigations have already started and preliminary reports are said a signal fault led to the crash. The train crash on Friday night has been described as India's worst rail accident this century. More than 1,000 suffered injuries and were taken to hospitals. Some families are still searching for their loved ones. Police in Hong Kong have detained several pro-democracy activists on the anniversary of the Tiananmen Square massacre. Authorities have banned public commemoration of the 1989 incident, which saw China crush peaceful protests in Beijing with tanks and troops. However, candlelight vigils have been taking place in other cities worldwide. Among those detained was 67-year-old Alexander Wong, a prominent campaigner nicknamed Grandma Wong. On a tense evening in Hong Kong, she was arrested while carrying flowers near Victoria Park, where the vigils had been held for decades. A woman who was once branded Australia's worst female serial killer has been pardoned after new evidence suggested she did not kill her 4 infant children. Kathleen Forbig spent 20 years in prison after a jury found she killed Caleb, Patrick, Sarah and Laura over a decade ago. But a recent inquiry had scientists believe they may have died naturally. 50-year-old's case has been described as one of Australia's greatest miscarriages of justice. Ms. Folberg has always maintained her innocence, but it was in 2003 jailed for 25 years for the murders of 3 of her children and manslaughter of her first son Caleb. Back to the headline to the world news. Indian Railways seek police probe into crash. Hong Kong police detain activists on anniversary of massacre. Women jailed over infant deaths pardoned. That was world news.
Development news.
PS International, a private company which carries out the operations and development of the Singapore port, has expressed interest in investing in opportunities for development and operations in the ports of Sri Lanka. This was disclosed to the Minister of Ports, Navigation and Aviation, Nimal Siripada de Silva, when he was on an observation tour recently to investigate the operations of Singapore's main port. That came to development news. And in sports news, the third and final one-day cricket match between visiting Afghanistan team and the Sri Lanka team will be played on Wednesday in Hambantota. Currently, both teams won each one. Therefore, third match will be decisive for both of them. Liton Das will lead the Bangladesh side on the one-off test against Afghanistan starting on the 14th of June. He takes charge after Shakib Al-Hassan's finger injury ruled him out of at least 6 weeks during the ODI series in Chelmsford last month. Liton will lead a 15-man squad that includes uncapped players Sadahat Hussain and Musfiq Hassan. That came to you in sports news.
Go ekathiana youth ekat life eke change ekat niyameta set wenna as wahagena dakapu gina habe karanna youth ekat niyameta set wenna friendship එක menna.
The all-new NSB Ithru account, NSB IAM, a plan for your dream.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The Hotel Show Colombo, the country's premier trade fair, is scheduled to be held from 21st to 23rd of July after a 3-year hiatus. The 15th edition of the Hotel Show Colombo is teamed produce of Sri Lanka and organized by the Sri Lanka Hospitality Graduates Association together with CDC events and the support of the Sri Lanka tourism and private sector will be held at the VMICH. Sri Lanka Hospitality Graduates Association President Asila Vavita said that the Hotel Show Colombo 23 is a good beginning for the tourism industry that is looking forward to catering for a better winter season. He also said the industry champions are showing enthusiasm and confidence in the sector, adding that many firms have invested in refurbishment, rebranding and building new hotels as well. That was Business News.
Business News, Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go එකක් තියන youth එකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු හින හැබැ කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න
The all-new NSB Ithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Economic news. Trans-Asia Cellular Private Limited, Sri Lanka's leading mobile phone accessories and telecommunication parts provider, has opened its first international retail store in Dubai, UAE, heralding the first steps for the brand's global expansion plans. The store, primarily located in Deira, the heart of Dubai, was inaugurated by chief guest Sheikh Mohammed Al Shahri on 29th of May, along with Group Chairman Mr. Mufil Yassin and the presence of a few other dignitaries. That was economic news.
Weather report.
Shower thundershowers will occur at times in the western and Sabaragamuwa provinces and the Gord and Mathura districts. Fairly heavy showers or centimeters are likely at some places in the Sabaragamuwa province and the Gord, Mathura and Kathura districts. Three spells of showers will occur in the northwestern province itself. Shower thundershowers will occur at a few places in the U and central provinces and in the Amphan and Vattikal district during the evening or night. And back to the headlines of the news. The Speaker met the newly elected President of Turkey. Existing essential medicine shortage at primary hospitals will be solved speedily under the World Bank grants. World Environment Day marked today under the theme Beat Plastic Pollution. Ministry of the Environment and FAO joins hands to tackle environmental challenges in Sri Lanka. Measures will be taken to amend the printing service constitution relevant to the government printing press. In world news, Indian Railways seek police probe into crash. That was local news. You're tuned to Radio Sri Lanka.